It's just another video game podcast for the week of October 31st to November 4th. This is episode 10.
10?
We're at the 10th episode now.
We made double digits.
Yeah, we made it. I'm Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Brian.
Before we get into anything, I've got a little rant. I'm going to preface this.
Okay.
I need to preface this with a reminder that I am a huge Nintendo fan. I have spent my whole life defending Nintendo on so many things.
Oh, this is going to be good.
My Nintendo fucking sucks.
Okay.
When it first came out, when they first switched over from Club Nintendo to My Nintendo, all the things they were promising and all that, I was all for it. I was in comments on articles saying like, no, you don't understand. I mean, they don't have to do this for you. They don't have to do all this. Like, if you calculated it out with the things that they were offering at the time, it's better than the rewards program for Xbox and Sony. I know for Sony's, it's like you have to spend $1,000 just to get a $5 value back. With Xbox, it's all in surveys and based on what you buy, there's all these little caveats with it. This one was a lot more straightforward. And to start off, what got me going on this rant, this month is my birthday month, and when you are a My Nintendo member, you get a coupon for 30% off a game.
Okay.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, the Nintendo games rarely go on sale.
I must have missed that. God, they don't go on sale anymore. There's
Yeah.
not even Player's Choice games anymore.
No, they do that. They have been doing that. It's like, I think so far for the Wii U and the 3DS, there's maybe 30 altogether split between the two of them.
Yeah. During the Wii years, they stopped doing that for a little while. Like, toward the end of the cycle, they did that.
But I got this 30% coupon. I was like, oh, cool. For select games.
Yeah, okay.
There were like 9 games, all of which I've already played. So I was like, oh, so this coupon is absolutely useless for me.
Yeah.
And the whole time I've been holding out. I've been thinking like, My Nintendo is going to be so great when they launch the Switch. Because there's the promise of, not even a promise, there's the hope that you'll be able to keep your games, that they'll know what games you have, and you won't have to rebuy them for every system and all of that. After looking through this, I'm just still like, when it comes to this shit, Nintendo still has no idea what they're fucking doing.
No. We all know I love Nintendo as well. I never signed up for Club Nintendo. I never got any points.
I did so much stuff with Club Nintendo because I was constantly buying games. I even found some ways to kind of trick the system with codes where I could like go to a secondhand store that had like games and stuff like that, and
compare codes.
I could just look at some codes and basically just snap them with my phone and just like go on Club Nintendo, plug them in, and then every once in a while a code would work.
Okay,
it's cheating, but I spent so much money otherwise.
That's fine and everything. I just never cared. Every now and then I got on just to look at what the perks were, and just like I don't really want any of this stuff that badly.
Well, at the end, I got a lot of great things from it. Like,
yeah,
they were
thought
giving
about
a lot of
getting
free
on
digital
there.
games. I got Donkey Kong, the 3DS. Donkey Kong Country Returns on 3DS. I got that one on there. I got Super Mario 3D World or Super Mario 3D Land. Got that on there. Not to mention, I have almost all of the Club Nintendo posters, which those things I love. Those are amazing. I've got them all over my wall in my game room. But My Nintendo just fucking sucks. And I feel the need to say that because up until this point, mentally, I was always thinking, people don't understand if they're saying shit. It's going to be great. And they stopped taking, when they first started doing My Nintendo, they had games on there. They had games that you could get. They haven't, ever since then, it's always been coupons.
I haven't even really looked into it, I guess. The only My Nintendo stuff I was doing was with Miitomo.
Right. And hopefully when the Super Mario Run comes out, they'll bring some stuff on there. But it's probably just going to be... I'll have plenty of coins to spend on any DLC stuff that they have through My Nintendo for it. That's for sure.
I don't know. I haven't really heard anything about My Nintendo, so I haven't really been paying attention to it.
I see updates every once in a while on my Twitter saying like, oh, we've added this. Check this out. and it's just a 15% off or 30% off a game.
Yeah, that's fine.
And majority of the games I don't care about, and
or already have.
Yeah. There's a couple where it's like, I'd want to get that. Like, I still haven't picked up Earthbound on 3DS. I've been wanting to, but at this point, it's like, if I don't know for sure that I'm going to be able to carry that copy over to the Switch or onto something else without having to pay again for it, I'm not going to do it.
I hope so, because I have it on Wii U, so I'd like to move that over. Yeah. I have a bunch of stuff on my Wii that I know I'll never move over.
Right. Anyway, Brian, what have you been up to this last week?
I'm still playing through Borderlands.
Yeah.
I feel like I have stuff that I want to say about it when I'm playing it, and then I never remember what I want to say about it. But I like Borderlands. It's fun. I seem to use exclusively pistols and sniper rifles. Like, I hate the shotguns in that game.
I love the shotguns.
I hate them. None of them are any good. I have I think 1 or 2 decent assault rifles I come across, but for the most part, like, I want the accuracy, and I just don't get that with the shotguns. I don't get in close. I also always forget to use my phase lock, because I play as a siren.
Oh yeah.
I always forget that it's there until, like, I just taken like a fucking beating, and as I'm walking away and picking up the gear, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I've been speccing out this phase lock so that it will do awesome things to bad guys, and I never remember to use it.
I hope that they do a third Borderlands.
They did. It's called the pre-sequel.
No, that was a different team.
With all the characters with vaguely Australian hints in their voice acting.
No, because they did what was the recent one that was a Gearbox that they did?
What did Gearbox work on recently?
Yeah, it was the one that was going up against Overwatch.
Battleborn. Yeah.
Which that thing bombed hard.
Because everyone played the Overwatch beta the same weekend and went, oh, this is a better game.
Yeah.
Which sucks. I mean, I like Gearbox. I think they do good work, but
they can make some fun games. I mean, from what I heard, Battleborn was a pretty fun game. It was just that at this point in time, you should not play it because you really can't play online. There aren't enough people playing that game for you to even connect into a match.
It's tough to go up against the level of Blizzard polish.
Yeah. Well, even there's even a free to play straight up Overwatch knockoff.
What's that one called? Paladins.
Yeah, it's like that's drawn in people. Yeah, because it's a free to play one,
and everything basically works the exact same to the level of I don't know how they're not getting in trouble with Blizzard.
There's talks of Battleborn's adopting a free to play model.
Yeah,
I doubt that's going to save it. It didn't save Evolve.
No.
So,
but I think Evolve. That was something else. That was the developers didn't want to shut Evolve down. I think that they were made to.
Right.
But I don't think it had to do necessarily with the poor player count. Like that was
true.
I think that was on the writing was on the wall, and it would have had to have taken something more significant than just people playing it.
That one really was like a flash in the pan rather than Battleborn just having bad timing and going up against something.
Yeah.
Where Evolve really was like everything that I read from like people that were playing it like E3 and different conferences and stuff.
Played well. E3 coverage was very positive.
Yeah, but then when it comes out, you're just sort of like, this is it? Like there wasn't enough to it.
Yeah, and did not like. You have a multiplayer game, the people have to be there or your game doesn't go anywhere. It's a multiplayer only game. Yeah. I never played Evolve. I wanted to.
Yeah, I was it seemed really interesting to me. The whole idea of the 4v1, the one being a giant creature that could grow and evolve and all that, was like, that sounded so cool, but then I didn't have any friends that were really playing it at the time, and I'd always like to go into those games with a friend.
That seemed like the kind of game that you needed to have a team together for.
Yeah.
Much the same way Left 4 Dead was that way, I guess.
Right.
And then if you go back before that, I was playing what was basically the precursor to Left 4 Dead on Counter-Strike servers.
The night everyone has knives
yes,
or something like that.
Where you turn off team balancing and you fill the other team up with really smart bots that only have knives.
Yep.
And try and fight them off. We used to do that for hours. And this was at, I can't remember if I've talked about NetHeads on here before. NetHeads was this really cool internet cafe, I guess, but they had their own like custom built PCs.
They had all of them were beefed up.
Yeah, they had like dome speaker above you. After years of us asking for mics for every time we came into play, they started having the mics set up all ready to go at each station. And we would sit in a room and play this weird, like, kind of someone found it on the internet. It was like, here, if you enter these in and turn these auto team balancing things off, you can make this weird zombie thing. And like anytime someone brought in like the carbine, we'd be like, no, bolt action rifles, shotguns, and pistols only.
Yes.
Or else this game is broken. If you bring in the sniper rifle that has the clip, like, you're cheating. It's not fun that way. But yeah, then I heard they were actually going to work on their own zombie game, and that ended up being Left 4 Dead, which is a really fun game if you're playing it with people that you know and can talk to.
Right. Played anything else?
I got about 560 Ghastly candies over the weekend.
So Pokemon Go, for those that aren't in the know with the Go.
I'm actually pretty happy they're going to do a daily bonuses.
Yep.
There's only one way to get Stardust, and that is, okay, there's two ways, I guess. By capturing Pokemon, you get 100 Stardust each, and checking in with gyms every day, you can cash out like once every 21 hours. And Stardust is for the few people who didn't at least download it and try it back in the summer, is how you power up your Pokemon. So there's going to be daily check-ins. They were releasing some really cheeky tweets, I think yesterday or the day before, that Professor Willow is the stand-in professor in this game, and there were things like they're taking out so like Rattatas and Pidgeys won't spawn as much, but the way they say that is that Professor Willow has done some research, and it's shown that, you know, Weedles and Pidgeys might not spawn as much, and maybe other Pokemon that you won't see as often you'll start seeing more often. And yeah, just being real dicks about it. It was kind of funny, I thought. But yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. It's gotten me to play it a lot more, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, the Halloween update bumped it back up to number 1 for a little bit.
Yeah?
It made it the top selling or top downloaded one on iTunes. I think in the US, I think that's what it was.
Okay.
Where basically a lot of people thought it was over for it. I mean, there's no way that it's going to get back to where it was.
No, you're not walking around and talking to random people on the street. They're like, what team are you?
Yeah.
Like, everyone knew what everyone was doing for like a month. We were all staring at our phones and being like, hey, what's up? And it was kind of a cool little social thing for a little while.
Yeah, those people that bought the decals for their car, maybe at some point they're going to start peeling those off.
Yeah, all of you Team Yellow who bought your shirts. I guess probably, you know what? If anyone was going to really stick with it, it would be the people that went with yellow.
Sure.
Because they got, you know.
I love that whole dynamic of it where it really is factions, where people start like coming up with stereotypes for the other factions.
Yeah. It's like, I did see some people walking around one of the really big spots in Indy with their, is it Mystic? No, Mystic is blue.
Valor.
Valor is red, right. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what yellow is because who cares? But they all had their Team Yellow shirts on, and I was like, oh, that's cute. I'm so sorry that you went with Zapdos. Because, honestly, Zapdos is my favorite legendary bird, but there was no way I was going to be Team Yellow. I'm sorry.
I mean, I go red all the time. Like, I'm getting Pokemon Sun because it's red ish.
Okay.
Compared to the moon's purple bluish.
I was a blue and leaf green player, but I went Valor because my brother managed to get into the game before I could because the servers were crap when it started. And if I had gotten in there before him, I would be Team Blue probably, but I went with red. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I can live with that. Go Team Valor. We rule.
So is that it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant to try I Am Alive, and I just didn't get around to it.
Are you excited for Blood Dragon coming up for
yes,
the free game?
I am.
I'm thinking I'm going to replay Blood Dragon. I never finished it when it first came out. I already had it in my account, so when it came to Xbox One backwards compatibility, I already had it on there. But when I saw that was coming with Games of Gold, I'm just like, because you haven't played it, right?
I got really excited because I want to.
Have you played any of the Far Cry's?
Well,
I guess
a little bit of 3.
4. Okay.
But like at a friend's house.
Okay.
My little brother John has a beefy PC, and he's always playing different stuff. And I'll just like, hey, what's this? Like, oh, cool, this or that. And he was playing the opening of Blood Dragon. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, it's a Far Cry, expansion or something. I'm like, this looks fucking crazy. And I came down 2 hours later, and it looked even crazier. And
well, everyone is just like, we need a new Blood Dragon. Like, I would love to see a full-on Blood Dragon game. They did
better than Primal.
I still want to play Primal. I haven't got around to playing Primal.
I'm interested in checking it out, but it just... That was like a full release, wasn't it?
Primal
full retail?
Release. Yep.
It did not seem like it should have been that.
From what I hear, it's a complete game.
Okay.
It's I've been meaning to play it. It's one that I never got around to playing 4. I adored 3. Really enjoyed Blood Dragon. Just never finished Blood Dragon. For whatever reason, I missed out on 4 and I missed out on Primal. I play so many other games. It's real easy for one of those to slip through.
I got Far Cry confused with.
What the hell's going on out there?
Just the dogs and cats. Dogs and cats living together. I always got Far Cry confused with Just Cause, which is another crazy open world game.
Yeah, jungle setting sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Both are pretty cool, but just haven't played one.
I actually played through. I was a big fan of Just Cause 1 and 2. I played so much of 2 on PC. Tried to get into the whole multiplayer thing that they did.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I always had trouble whenever I get into it. I just get crazy lag, and it was just weird.
Because that was just a strange experiment that, 4 years after a game came out, someone patched in, a really messed up, insane open world environment. Someone just decided to patch in multiplayer into it, and which is exactly what that game needed, and that's what probably makes that game even better.
But I got 3 a couple months back. It was on sale on GameFly. I got it for $12. So I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I've been wanting to play this one. I played it for a day, and I was like, this isn't... I don't know what they did. I mean, I know exactly what turned me off is that your skill upgrades are all locked behind the trials.
Yes. Okay.
Where it wasn't like you earn upgrades through blowing stuff up as you should.
Yeah.
It's all based on you have to complete these little trials and you unlock gears that let you unlock other things. And I'm like, I just want to freely go around and do all these things, because flying in the wingsuit was really cool.
Right.
It's hard to get at first. But once you start figuring it out, it's a lot of fun to mess around with.
Yeah, and you want to upgrade that, but then in order to upgrade it, you have to do that old sandbox trope of flying through rings in the air.
Yeah,
and doing trials like that, and it's it's not worth it almost.
If the load times were so much quicker, it wouldn't have been as bad. But the problem is I'll get one going. It almost always starts for the wingsuit ones. You start in a helicopter and he jumps off. You screw up one and it's just sort of boom, you got this many points. Would you like to quit or retry? Okay, loading. And it does it for
Tony
30
Hawk 5
seconds kind of thing.
That Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 sort of feel where this should be quicker.
Yeah. And I think that was one of the things, because I've played so many games where you can just sort of say restart and it'll take like 5 seconds. Just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back at it. Some of them even, instant. I love the games that do that, where you can just start right over again. Trackmania, do you ever play the Trackmania games?
Yes, Trackmania is fun.
At any point you can just restart. It just starts you right at the beginning, like instantly, do it all over again to get that perfect run. They didn't do that, and that just really turned me off from it. And it was really disappointing because I loved the second one, and the third one looked so much fun.
Yeah, I know. I had high hopes for it. I mean, it's just don't mess with a good thing too much. I don't know.
Anything else?
No.
No?
No.
So I guess my weekly VR update.
Okay.
This last week I was playing around with Sports Bar VR.
Okay.
Full disclosure, I was given a copy of it by the publisher. I don't think that'll really affect anything when I say that it's a bad game. I'm sorry, it's a bad game.
It's a mini game collection?
This game was clearly centered around playing pool. And then as they were developing it, they were like, why don't we add some things into the bar that you can mess with? Okay. Because that's one of the cool things about VR is when you can sort of look around areas. When you get the feeling that you're really immersed in something, you don't want to be restricted to a table. You don't want to be restricted to a single area. Some games do that really well when they give you a lot of stuff around you to mess with. Mm-hmm. But this one was clearly pool first, then they started adding things.
Important question. 8-ball or 9-ball?
I don't know, 8-ball, I think.
Okay. So triangle or diamond?
Triangle.
Okay.
I don't know the difference. It's been years since I really played pool.
I like 9-ball. It's fun.
So the pool gameplay is interesting. It's like at any time you can basically press a button on the move controllers and a pool cue will lock into your hands, and you can kind of move it around, and you can warp all around the table. And they also have this weird thing, which I think a lot more VR games are going to do. They call it Hulk mode, where sometimes in VR, if you do the thing where you hop around, you're all disoriented. And if you had room scale, you would just turn around. But with PSVR, not all games work that well when you turn around. Okay. So their solution is basically you hold down both of the move buttons and you can move your hands as if you were moving the entire world around you. You can sort of pivot it to try to like twist things around. The first time you do it, it's disorienting. It's weird. And when I first jumped into the game, this was like launch game, and I guess you could say pre-patch. It may have had a launch patch, but there were so many things missing from it. You had the tutorial windows and all of that. And I was doing some streaming. You can find the streaming on the YouTube page. I intended to do like 4 parts. That's what I try to do with the VR stuff. I'm going to try to do. And this one, I did the first part, and then I kept having recording issues. My stream kept cutting out, so I was just like, I'm trying to also set up a way to record a secondary video of me in real life, because I think that adds to it.
Yeah.
I think it could add some humor too if things get kind of weird, if I'm looking in some weird direction kind of thing. I've got a setup that's working with that, but I was having a bunch of technical issues. By the end of the week, when I was like, okay, I got to do a follow-up with this, I start the game up, and it's like almost a whole new game. It starts off differently, where the beginning of it, when you turn the game on, it's like a guy's like, hey, come on, we're going out to the bar, like he's calling you. And that was weird, because I wasn't expecting that. And I was just
hold the move controller up to your face?
No, you didn't have to do that. But it was just like, hey, we're going out to the bar, we'll meet you there. And then you start off outside of the bar, and then it's just like, it goes through the tutorial stuff. Are you sitting, are you standing, left, right-handed? No, there's no bouncer. It's just like
checking your ID at the door.
No, that's
come on, atmosphere.
That's the issue, is that the pool is good, but then when you want to try the other things,
the pool is all right though.
The pool works.
I mean, I feel like we've gotten like pool physics in video games down at this point. Like,
yeah,
at least we should.
But then it's called Sports Bar VR. It's not called Pool VR.
Yeah,
you want to see the other stuff on there. So the other games that they have are darts. They call Skee-Ball, which is the skee ball is what I always called it.
That bar in Bloomington, Atlas.
Atlas. We did a shout out to it. Was it the last episode?
Yeah. They also have a dead, not functioning Gauntlet machine in there.
Okay.
So yeah, Gauntlet won. But yeah, fix that machine, Atlas.
They have the darts, they have Screeball, and then they have an air hockey, and then with the patch, they added checkers and chess, and I think that was it.
That's.
I mean, I've never gone to a fun bar with chess.
No, I mean.
Oh, and then they have the shuffleboard. They added shuffleboard too.
Okay, shuffleboard's a fun bar game.
I've seen shuffleboard at many bars.
Yeah.
But the game...
Carpet ball, they do that.
Carpet ball.
Carpet ball. It's like a shuffleboard style table, but it's got carpet on it. Like it's like just a lowered gaming space, like and a rim around it, and you put billiard balls, and you have to position them in such a way to. You want to knock your opponent's billiard balls out with your cue ball that you roll down the table.
Okay.
Before they knock yours out, and so you have to position your billiard balls in such a way that like makes it harder for them to do that, and it's like summer camp sort of game.
Okay.
It's really weird, and maybe it's sort of a Midwest thing. I don't know.
I mean,
I've only seen it in one place in my life.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of it, but
at this kind of camp environment.
It's not in Sports Bar VR.
No,
so I'll tell you that. So going down the list, I guess the next thing that I did after doing pool was I wanted to check out the darts.
Okay.
And I've played dart games on like Wii.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty simple. It's like you just sort of aim and you flick your wrist. It doesn't really work too well. They suggest that basically you grab the dart with one hand. You're holding it, we'll say my right hand. That's what hand I use it with. And then you basically look down the dart and then hold down the trigger on the left stick to lock it in. And then you pull back and then flick it forward. Not even flick it, just sort of like push it forward to launch the dart. And that is the most accurate way to do it. Because doing it what you would think is the natural way, the dart can just go anywhere.
Okay.
And if you watch my video, you'll see me just throwing darts, and I'm doing the same motion over and over, but getting different results nearly every time. And sometimes the dart would literally stop right in front of me and fall straight down to the floor.
To be fair, that sounds like how I play Wii Sports Resort basketball.
Sure, yeah.
I can't get anything to consistently work while my friends are kicking my ass. I don't know, but so the way that you felt that you got it to work best did not feel like a dart throw at all?
No, it doesn't. Like
okay.
the way, and that is the way they suggest. It's the way that they put it into there, where you're literally locking the dart in the air with your left hand with a trigger, and then it just like floats there.
And then your oomph
pull
bar.
Your back. Yeah, your power bar is basically pulling your hand back and then moving it forward. Not a flick, but like moving it down, a straight line sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just not, it's not fun.
Okay, and this was before the patch. This was already in it.
Before the patch, I didn't even know about the locking thing because they didn't. I think they explained that in some press release note thing, but I just sort of skimmed over that.
Take your mask off and go to the internet to find it.
Basically, and it was one of those things that I was just hoping that it would be a little bit more natural feeling doing it. It wasn't the case. The other one was the Screeball. Which is, I call it skee ball. I don't know if there's any other name for it.
It's skee ball.
You roll a ball up a little hill thing, and then it goes into like a circle, and you got to get them in the right point things. And that one worked. That one worked all right. Okay. Every once in a while, the physics would get screwed up to where I'd flick it a certain way that it didn't like, and the ball would literally just shoot off through the wall. That one worked fine. I didn't really have any problems with that. Air hockey is probably my favorite one because of how simple it is. It felt most like actually playing air hockey. You could just grab your paddle and then you knock the puck around. You can move your hands around pretty quickly. It wasn't totally accurate because I was like, it's been years since I played air hockey, but when I did, I was pretty good. And this one, I not so much, but it was still fun. You earn experience points as you're playing through these games, which unlock hats that you yourself never see.
Because you're wearing the hat, right?
You're wearing the hat, and it's in first-person mode.
I was about to ask with the air hockey, and then in my head I realized why it's a stupid idea, but people in the same room playing a game against each other, both in different headsets, but then that gets into the whole thing of you running into each other.
Well, I'll get to that.
But that also seems like a natural fit, like, because then your perspective could be what you're seeing, and it doesn't have to be tethered to you looking at the same screen.
Yeah.
And that would seem like it would be a cool idea if, maybe it would be a more online thing and not a local thing.
Well, I'll get to that. There is an online function to this. But with the experience, you unlock hats, you unlock different pool tables, different pool cues, and I think random little objects to throw around.
Just to throw.
One other game. Oh, you know what chess is. You know what checkers is. It plays like that, but you use a motion control. I doubt anybody's buying VR to play checkers.
I should hope not. You can just go to Cracker Barrel and do that for free.
Basically. The other one, the shuffleboard, though, that one was all right. But the issue with shuffleboard is I'm playing this and, moving my pucks along, and I'm waiting for something to happen. Because normally when you do something, it says, like, XP gained, 5, XP gained, or whatever. And then I look over, and it has a little tally box next to it.
Oh.
Where you literally have to just press it yourself.
Oh,
it doesn't even track it. It's just sort of
like... It wants you to do bar shuffleboard.
Yeah, it wants you to do it just like the bar, but you don't do anything with it.
So the one bit of immersion is the one thing you want the game to do automatically for you?
Just keep track of my score. Because the thing with VR, it's not the highest resolution screen, and I had a little trouble seeing, like, where did that land? What line is it over? Sort of thing.
Do you have to go take the cue ball out of the pocket when you scratch?
No, it doesn't. It does that automatically. There's a button on almost every machine that you have that you can press and it resets the whole thing.
Okay.
But this goes on to the issue with the online, where I was doing the Screeball thing, and I was like, okay, let me see if I can do an online thing of this, if I can find a match online or somewhere. I don't have any friends that are playing VR with Sports Bar VR.
Right.
So I'm not going to be able to find anyone on my friends list for it. So I go on there, I'm like, okay, just find me a match. It takes me to a pool game. Online, the online mode only works in playing pool.
Oh.
This is what brings me back to the whole idea that this was clearly a pool game to start.
Yeah.
And then they started adding other things.
And now they're patching things.
And that was just like... And I didn't even get into the pool game. The game disconnected. It took I was sitting there for maybe 2 minutes waiting for everything to load. 2 minutes from saying... start an online match to coming back to the single player after getting kicked and all.
Okay.
It wasn't 2 minutes waiting for it to start and then 2 minutes going back. It was 2 minutes altogether for that. Still a long time to be sitting there looking at a black screen.
Well, it gave you enough time to come to grips with the fact that you're not going to be playing shuffleboard against someone. You're going to be playing pool against someone.
Yeah, and that was the other thing with the shuffleboard.
Which is jarring. It's so jarring. That transition.
Do they expect me to... throw mine, then take the headset off, put it on someone else, and then throw theirs? I don't know. Now, I will give it to them. In that week, with their first patch, they added a few things. They tweaked a lot of stuff on there. They'll probably be adding a lot more. But as it stands right now, there's no way that I could suggest this to someone unless you're really into pool and you have friends that are also playing this.
Yeah, because that's the only online mode.
From what I've seen, I've tried to look around with some of the other stuff, and everything was just playing online pool.
What it really needs is each server that you go into is a separate bar.
Yeah,
different bars.
And there's people in there, not real people.
Right, and with real people walking around.
Anything.
And when you walk up to a table, there are people playing it.
That's what I was hoping to see. I was hoping to see more of those because your avatar is displayed as the PSVR visor.
Yeah.
With a silly hat I was hoping I was going to jump into a thing and it was going to connect online and I'm going to start hearing other people talking and they're over there playing this game, they're doing all that.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the case.
Yeah.
And it could just be a bad launch, but a bad launch is a bad launch. My experience with it is it's just not a good game.
Oh.
And I hope they can add some stuff to it. If they do a major thing, send me an email follow-up, and if it's worth it, I'll look into it again.
Yeah.
But as it stands, with other VR games out there, I'm probably not going to go back.
Got a lot to... Yeah, there's a lot to do on PSVR, it seems.
There's quite a few. I've got some other games lined up. Next, I'm going to be playing Windlands, which I was given that key by a publisher who said that they listened to our show. So,
hi.
Hopefully that doesn't affect my...
Windlands, is this the Windjammers sort of game that I'm hearing about?
Windlands is a first-person grapple hook-based platformer.
Okay.
I'm excited to try this one.
Yeah.
It sounds cool. It sounds like
Bionic Commando-y?
Maybe. It sounds like it's going to be, from what I've heard, it's going to be one of those games that if you have a problem with heights, you might have an issue with that one. I don't, but it'll be exhilarating, I'm sure.
That's, alright, cool.
But I'll talk more about that next week. Another game I've been playing, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Ooh.
I picked the
That's right.
PlayStation version of that up.
Okay.
I am amazed by it. This game is so good. I couldn't help when I first started playing this game to compare it to Uncharted 4. Because Uncharted 4 came out earlier this year. Played through that. I'm a big Uncharted fan. Absolutely love that game. It had probably the best ending of any game that I've ever played. And these games are similar in a way. They're about treasure hunters.
Well, yeah, it's kind of cyclical because that's what everyone compared Uncharted 1 to. It was like, oh, this is just kind of a better Tomb Raider.
Yeah, this is, what do they call it? It was, I don't know, there was some male name that they gave for Tomb Raider. It was like Barry Croft or something like that.
Barry Croft.
So, something like it was the guy.
Croft.
Larry Croft, yeah, something guy version of Lara. And then you had that when they did the reboot of it, people were just like, oh, they're just copying Uncharted. I didn't really agree with that. I couldn't help but think that when I first went in, and I was comparing a lot of things to it because the facial animation in Uncharted 4 is incredible. The top tier so far in video games.
Yeah,
it is the
Naughty Dog doesn't fuck around.
And the faces and the reactions and emotions that you get in Rise of the Tomb Raider during cutscenes doesn't quite hit that mark, doesn't quite feel like it. Still feels like a video game, still feels kind of cartoony. And I was just sort of like going in and watching some of the beginning cutscenes. I'm just like, oh, I'm just thinking this is just a poor man's Uncharted.
Mm-hmm.
Get into the game, and there's so much more to do than you would find in Uncharted.
Is this the reboot or the?
This is a sequel to the reboot.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
This is the sequel to the reboot. Which I really liked the reboot. I didn't like where it went in the end. I think this one may go that direction. I don't know yet. I've put about 5 hours into it so far. And yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving the hunting and crafting and spending so much time in one single area, finding everything in there before I move on. In Uncharted, they had things like that, where in 4 specifically, you had these larger areas that between your shootouts, you'd be able to sort of explore around, and you're basically trying to still get to that one point.
Yeah, they're still pushing a narrative.
Yeah, and there were things to find, but they didn't add anything. The best you could hope for is to maybe find a gun somewhere, so that when you get to your next thing, you've got a bit of an advantage. Find some extra grenades or something.
Some sort of Easter egg, really.
But in Rise of the Tomb Raider, you can find these alternate tombs that if you go through them, you unlock skills.
Oh, cool.
You unlock new abilities. You unlock new kinds of gear. You unlock parts to a special weapon. There's so much, it's so fulfilling whenever you go and find those things.
And it's kind of open world, right?
No, I wouldn't call it open world. It is one of those things where you have, between these set pieces, you have a large map.
Okay.
That they're all sort of, you can almost say they are kind of themed. Like the first large map, it was during the night, it was snowing. There were like a couple deer around there, and it was basically hunting down some deer, getting some of their skins that you go back to a campfire and you try to build your stuff up. you had a couple little areas, and it has a very Metroidvania feel to it.
Yeah, okay.
Where you'd be like, oh, I found this cave, but I can't even go in there right now because I don't have that tool. But then when you get a tool later, you can sort of fast travel back to here, go into there, and find some cool stuff. You should really play the reboot that they did. They have it on 360.
I really want to.
It's really good. Like I said, I have issues with the endings, but I've heard people say that they love the endings. It's one of those divisive things that maybe you'll love it.
They did try and make that whole story really intense, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they have these moments where Laura is constantly just getting the shit.
Yeah, I read the Game Informer's preview article months before it came out, and yeah, everything about the what they brought to Minnesota to show them was just brutal.
Yeah, and that's not the whole game.
Yeah,
most of the time, Laura is basically becoming an empowered Lara as becoming a an empowered character, and that's one thing I fucking love about this. It's just like they could have easily done the fucking badass, sexy, guns up, tits out character, but it's like they made a human character that you can actually understand, you can relate to her, you can understand what her motives are, and you can feel for her, and it's not stop. But I just love that. It's an amazing game. I'm really looking forward to playing through it. The version I got the 20th celebration anniversary or whatever edition that has all the DLC. It's great. It's making me want to really get that PS4 Pro though, because I'm hearing that the upscaling on that is really good.
I'm sure it is.
So I don't know. I doubt next episode I'm going to have, or maybe the episode after that I might have a PS4 Pro.
All right.
We'll see. Another game I've been playing is Animal Crossing New Leaf.
That's right.
There was a Nintendo Direct this week.
It was all about New Leaf. It was like 15 minutes long.
I didn't expect that. I was expecting it to be like 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
It was 5 times longer than the Switch video.
Yeah.
And
I didn't get a chance to watch it because it was all of a sudden it was there, and I'm just reading the articles about it and like, okay, they updated this 4-year-old game.
The update is almost as big as the original game.
Really?
It's a huge update. And when they made the announcement, they announced it a while back that they were doing this. I just forgot about it. I assumed that they were literally just going to be adding Amiibo support, where they'd just be like, "Oh, scan your cards. You can invite that person over."
Because that's all they really said, and they still there's tons of stuff in the update that they didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, there's still things that people are finding about it. I'm finding a few little technical things that I think that they've adjusted. Which, for me, Animal Crossing New Leaf. I love that game because it's a game that my wife and I have bonded over so much. We spent months just playing that game together, going to each other's towns, telling stories about our residents and all that, who's our favorite, all this stuff, and then it sort of fell off. This update brought it all back again. Damn it. We both started over from square one, which we got kind of screwed over. A lot of people are getting screwed over because you can sell your town, but it has to be a certain level.
You can sell your town?
You can basically, you know how you would start the game over? You'd wipe your town?
Okay.
This time, if your town is of a certain prestige, which they don't actively...
Stuff unlocked.
Yeah, they don't actively track in the game, but there's ways to see where you're at. When you start your town over, Tom Nook will give you bells. He'll give you 1 million bells to pay you back.
Oh, wow.
But the issue is that you don't when it happened, people were just deleting their towns because they didn't realize what the requirements were to do that. Where a lot of people were like, if I did it because I assumed I was going to get paid for it, but if I knew that I wasn't going to, I wouldn't have
sold my damn town.
I did that, but it was I got over it pretty quick because it was just fun to jump right back on.
Oh, okay.
It did it to my wife too. So we both got burned on it, but it was something we got over quickly because we jumped back in. And with the new update, they added a new currency that you basically have daily challenges.
Yeah, okay.
That you can do that. They've added a whole bunch of new items. They've added Zelda-inspired characters, Zelda-inspired villagers that can come to your town. That all of my Zelda amiibos, I can scan in there and I can invite Zelda-inspired people. They have Splatoon-inspired villagers with Splatoon gear. They've added 2 new mini games.
Yes.
One is taken from Amiibo Festival, which is probably like the only reason to buy Amiibo Festival, the island survival game or whatever it was.
Okay, it's like the little get out of this room alive mystery thing.
No, it wasn't like a mystery. It was more like it almost looks more like a turn-based strategy game where you have to basically hop from square to square, and each of them has like an action, and then you have stats that you have to like maybe have to build a fire or build tools to do on. It seems a lot more complex than you'd think in an Animal Crossing game. The other game that they added is Animal Crossing Puzzle League.
Yes.
Which I fucking love Puzzle League. I've played all of the Puzzle Leagues. I still have the Puzzle League DS that they put on 3DS. I still, every once in a while, jump into there and just play a couple sessions because I love Puzzle League. And seeing that, I don't even care if it adds anything to the game. Like, if it is literally just, you can play this little side game, it doesn't do anything, but it's just a little fun diversion. What else have they added? I mean, there's so much other stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I'm really upset because told you my 3DS's A button does not work. And unlike Wild World, where you can do everything with the touchscreen, I can't do anything in that game anymore.
Just fucking take that thing apart.
I don't trust myself. I'm not handy.
I'll take a look at it. I've modded a lot of systems.
All right, you know what? If you can fix it, God bless you.
I've never taken apart a 3DS though. I'd really like to.
Okay.
I have. I've replaced my screen.
I'll let you do it. I'll let you figure out what's wrong with my A button because it's probably just some connection that just isn't being made.
It's probably maybe a little rubber thing. Maybe that's got worn out. You can usually replace that stuff.
Animal Crossing was its death knell because as it got farther and further along,
there's a lot of A pressing.
A lot of A pressing, and it just got harder and harder to do. And so when I'm sneaking around with my net on the island catching bugs to sell for money, any slight lift would scare them away, and it was pissing me off. And eventually it just stopped working. I love Animal Crossing. My fiance and I were playing it. We only have one DS, so we were living in the same town together.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
my wife would never let me do that.
There was talk of getting a second DS at that point, so I believe my A button cracking destroyed that dream of having two DSs in one house. Or 2 3DSs in one house.
I was going to say, you could get a 2DS on the cheap.
I've got... It probably could... that was the conversation that was building, and then it died with Animal Crossing. I really want to get back in. These are some of the updates. I don't even want to go through
all that. Just pick off 3 things randomly.
Alright, well, then you may have to edit some of this, because...
No, just say 3 lines
off. 3 lines off of here. Shake trees while holding one-handed equipment.
I figured that out. On my own because I'm like doing it and I'm like, wait a second. I don't think you could do this before. You always had to like put your
equipment away. You had to put everything away before you fucked that tree to see if there were bells in there.
I fucking love that. It's great when you're getting chased by bees. You can keep a net out whenever you're doing that just in case.
New fortune cookie items. What is the net glitch? Certain glitches, such as the net glitch, have been patched.
I don't know.
Okay. I was interested. I wanted to look it up, but I was working. You can bring dead trees back to life.
What?
Using fertilizer in the form of regular fruit trees. I guess they will just turn into your town's fruit tree or something. Villagers give you more notice. 7 to 10 days. You can summon Wisp or access the cat machine if your gates are open. Or you cannot summon Wisp or access the cat machine if your gates are open. Yeah, you can't do that. They block all that
stuff. That's typical for
things like that. Just little stuff like that. Share screenshots straight to social media. I think you can actually just import screenshots instead of doing the QR code thing now, which is kind of cool.
But there's so much stuff honestly, they should have done this instead of release Happy Home Designer.
Yes. I agree, because I wanted nothing to do with Happy Home Designer, and I don't know anyone who did.
My wife and I bought Happy Home Designer the day they came out because I'm
very sorry.
I'm big on Amiibo. When they announced Amiibo cards, I was all for it.
Yeah,
I love collecting Amiibos and all that, and I was so iffy on it because I was just like, I don't know about this game. Like, it doesn't seem like, what's the point? I mean, but then I kept thinking, what's the point of Animal Crossing? Okay, I'll give it a shot. I played it for like a week, and then I was just like, done. The best thing about it is the music.
Yeah.
The theme song for the beginning is... I
just love Animal Crossing music.
I just want that, the Happy Home Designer.
One of the best things about Animal Crossing is the music. It seemed pointless. Like, you could have every item in the game was unlocked. Characters do not give a shit what you do to their house.
Yeah, there was a scoring system.
Like, you did a great job, sport.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, what's the point of Animal Crossing? I mean, I could talk about that forever if you gave me time to talk about it. I could make them say horrible things when they greet me, and there's so many things to do in Animal Crossing. There's nothing exciting about Happy Home Designer.
Yeah.
There's nothing to unlock. There's no you don't feel like you're accomplishing anything.
And they took the best gameplay part of Happy Home Designer and put it into New Leaf now, where you can physically use the touch screen to move furniture around. So that's all you.
So
really
they learned
need.
something at least.
And so if you went and bought it now, then you could get Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo, is what it's called.
Yeah. So what is the crossover between Happy Home Designer and, like, if you own Happy Home Designer, what does this add to New Leaf?
You have access to giant items.
Okay.
I think is all it really does.
That's it.
I think that's it.
God, there is nothing good about Happy Home Designer.
Yeah, we're that's one that we're just gonna forget about.
Or Amiibo Festival.
Same with Amiibo Festival, exactly. We've filled an hour already. We
haven't even gotten to news. Okay, well, we kind of got to news.
We slipped some news in there. What do you want to talk about? We want to talk about the No Man's Sky tweet, the voice actor strike, or the last of the Wii U's.
I think the No Man's Sky tweet is pretty self-explanatory. They called it a hack, and it probably wasn't.
It was just funny that because I got it, I followed Sean Murray.
Yeah.
On one of my Twitter accounts, I got an alert from him because when I was playing No Man's Sky, I wanted to know when they were doing updates and when those patches were coming out.
You wanted to be informed for when he had something to say, which never happened.
And I just got a Twitter alert on my phone. It just says No Man's Sky was a mistake, and I was just like, yeah. What? Like, what's going? Sean Murray just said this. What the hell's going on? But that's the funniest thing is people were just like, okay, so he cracked, everyone just understood. They were like, yeah.
So he probably didn't say that.
No, he didn't. There's no way he actually said that.
But it looks like someone at Hello Games said that.
No. Their LinkedIn account got hacked, and apparently Sean Murray used the same username and password for his Twitter as he did with his LinkedIn.
That was what he said.
That's what they claim. That seems more plausible than anything else.
So I can't remember someone in one of the updates in the article I saw, because I read the article when it was first happening, and I never went back to it, and I did today, and it looks like someone at Forbes. Whoever does the game content at Forbes was looking into it and said that it still might be an employee there.
Possibly.
And in which case, they can say exactly how upset they are about the way that everyone has, how upset they are that the way their game was received. But they can just write it off as a hack.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
It might be cathartic in some way to just get that out there. Like, yes, we're pissed off. It was a mistake. We're still pissed off at the way you reacted to it. We didn't say that. It was a hack, but it's still out there.
I'm pretty sure I would bet money that by the end of next year, Hello Games will disband.
You think so?
Yeah.
They're just under that much stress?
I don't even think it's that. I don't think that anyone will want to. I don't think that they'll be able to say we're making a new game and people will get excited at all.
I think that they can't make a new game.
They can't.
They have to prove themselves with No Man's Sky, and I think
at some point next year they're going to say, "This is it," because we're out of money. No one's buying No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Everyone is just sort of like, I'm not going to get that. That's why they're bundling it now with systems. Like, I think we're going to see a lot of Black Friday bundles with them.
Yeah, no, they need a killer update.
I don't think it's going to save it. It didn't save Street Fighter. Street Fighter came out pretty messed up, and they've made it an amazing game. But other than the fighting community, nobody cares.
No.
I was a huge Street Fighter 4 fan. I don't care about 5.
Yeah.
Because of the whole... When I think about Street Fighter 5, I just
think about the way it rolled out.
Yeah, I was thinking just how bad it rolled out. And I can't think of...
I really want to play No Man's Sky, but... I don't know if I will.
I mean, if you want to just spend 4 hours in it and then be done with it completely.
I just kind of want to dick around and see what it was like. Because everyone put such high hopes on that game being great. I at least need to see what it was like.
So, with the whole voice actor strike, I have it down on here, but I don't think that we can really say that much about it. Like,
no.
Give them what they want. They know what they need to perform properly.
And of course, the game companies are saying that they have been more than generous in meeting their demands in negotiations, and that the actors are just being brats.
And game developers unionize. Do that.
Yeah.
That's the biggest reason why they're scared to really give in completely to everything they want is because...
And these are just the voice actors.
These are just the voice actors. Game developers need to unionize. There needs to be a game development union.
There needs to be at least some measure of standards for how much crazy time these people put in.
You have these people that they're... I mean, again, I'm sort of going off. Voice actors, they deserve so much credit. But when you think about the stuff that game developers have to go through, they're forced to crunch, and they'll get done with the game and then they'll just get laid off.
Yeah, and the voice actors are asking for to have their recording time split up into 2-hour chunks.
Yeah.
That's really cute when you think about the kind of hours developers are under.
Yeah. The voice actors, the things that they're asking for, I mean, they're talking about they want...
And this is a quarter of video game voice actors are represented by SAG-AFTRA.
Yeah, it's going to be weird a couple of years from now.
There's
because we're going to have a lot of games. We're probably going to have a bunch of games that don't have voices.
Well, not that they don't have voices. They'll just go use people who aren't in SAG-AFTRA.
Well, there's certain companies that can't do that. Like, if they're part... They would have to basically be... They would have to break away completely from it in order to be able to do that. Like,
yeah,
they're tied in with the union.
Okay, so they already have deals in place with these games.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know if you use one SAG-AFTRA person, you have to use all SAG-AFTRA people.
Yeah, it's like EA, Activision, 2K,
Disney.
all the big ones. Disney is one of them that it's like they're not allowed to have voice actors right now.
Yeah,
well, and it's crazy. Give them what they want. That's really all I can say. I mean, I can't go too far into it other than what we already did. I can't really say much further than that.
We're not deep in the
we are
industry
very amateur voice actors.
Oh yeah, that's right. We are voice actors, aren't we?
Yeah, for a super secret project.
Yeah, or my Dragon Ball Z or my Cowboy Bebop abridged that my asshole friend won't update or won't edit.
Shout out to asshole friend. Let's finish it off though with this here. The last rumor.
Oh yes, strictly a rumor
that Nintendo has denied because Nintendo is always quick to acknowledge rumors. Apparently, this is the week that the Wii U will cease production, which makes total sense. It's okay to admit this, Nintendo. You just announced your new system. Mm-hmm. It's encouraging to say we are switching all of our energy and resources to manufacturing the Switch.
They're not talking about the Switch though right now.
Yeah, they can't talk about it, so they just have to be like, no, that's false.
They can't tell us whether or not that screen is at 6.2 inches or either confirm nor deny.
I'm just picturing
that it's a touchscreen.
I'm just picturing this whole room of people talking about, oh yeah, Wii U's dying. Wii U's done. They're done. Oh, did you hear that? And then someone knocks on the door. It's Nintendo. Just opens it. No, we're not. And then that's it. And then they just leave.
Candygram.
So yeah, this is the Wii U lasted for 4 years. A lot of people said it was the Dreamcast, but the Dreamcast lasted
a year and a half,
less than 2 years.
Yes.
There's plenty of other systems that didn't last nearly as long as that.
Mm-hmm.
13.5
13.5 million units.
which they were initially projecting like 100 million.
Hubris.
Yeah, it should be very humbling for them.
I should hope so.
Favorite game though.
Favorite Wii U game.
We'll say like maybe top 3 if you can't think of a number 1.
Favorite Wii U game. Let me
just get your Wii
let me
U
get my
games
Wii U
out
games
here.
out here. Did not play a lot of Smash Brothers. Mario Kart 8. I had a shitload of fun with Mario Kart 8.
I guess original too.
Yeah, like I have Arkham City right here, which is actually the way I was finally able to play Arkham City. I fucking love Splatoon.
Yep.
Woolly World is awesome.
I still haven't played Woolly World.
Woolly World's really good.
I need to play that.
But I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say that I fucking love Splatoon and Mario Maker. I have had a shitload of fun with Mario Maker. I'm trying to think of anything else, which is weird because there aren't many games for it.
Yeah.
I know there was one that I wanted to bring up and I forget.
If you can't think, I'm gonna look up best Wii U.
Yeah, I had that up at work the other day when I was trying to think of. I did not get to play Pikmin 3. I need to play Pikmin 3.
I love Pikmin
because
3.
I love Pikmin 1. I never played Pikmin 2 really.
That was when I really liked the use of the touchscreen on it, and just you could have done this without a touchscreen, but just the fact that you controlled 3 different people at once, and you could basically pause and like jump to them and say, "I want you to go over here." You could just like pull out the map and say, "You're going to walk all the way over there. You're going to walk all the way over there. I'm going to control this guy," and then they'll let me know when they get to their destination, so I can plan these things out.
Yeah.
Great micromanaging.
My friend, best friend growing up, Adam, beat Pikmin 3 without losing a single Pikmin.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when he put that up, I was like, God, that takes dedication, man. That is a tough thing to do.
So, let's see. Excluding the ones that you said, I'll say my 3 other than those, maybe some little off-the-wall ones. Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, I still haven't played it.
Love Bayonetta 2. I think I ranted about Bayonetta before on here. Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker.
Is that fun?
It's super cute. It's just this like super cute puzzle game. Toad is like one of my favorite characters in the whole
Mario. I love those levels in 3D World.
It's just more of those with more polish. And Hyrule Warriors.
I have it. I did not play a lot of it.
I have it on my 3DS now. I've just been playing Legends. It's one that I jump in every once in a while. I've always loved the Dynasty Warrior games, like the gameplay of them, but I could never get into the settings.
Okay.
Before that,
I always thought that was the other way around was the reason to play Dynasty Warriors, is to be like, I'm going to go through this really weird, esoteric time in Chinese history, and well, I guess I'll have to mash a button for a while I do it.
No, for me, it was the feeling of taking on one man taking on an army with insane weapons.
Yeah.
And before Hyrule Warriors, the only one of those I played a lot of was the Gundam ones. And I don't even like Gundam, but it was just I could get into giant space mechs more than I could ancient samurais sort of thing. And then when they announced a Zelda one, I'm such a huge Zelda fan. It was immediate. I was like, I'm so hyped for this game. I'm getting it day one. And played so much of it. Got the season pass on both the Wii U version and the 3DS version. They just did the last of the DLC. I haven't jumped into that one yet. Still nowhere near like completing that game. There's so much content.
See, I when I was playing it, I probably put a few hours into it, and after the first hour, my fiance was like, "So, do you like it?" And I was like, "I am either going to sink hours of my life into this, or I'm gonna die off in a couple hours." And I ended up dying off in a couple hours. But there, like, I saw everything that could be coming my way, and I was like, I feel like I could really, really get into this if I make it over like a certain hump, and I guess I never got past that.
For me, it's that whole Zelda fan service. I want to see what's around the corner. I want to see what the next weapon is. I want to see who the next character is. I want to see what outfit they have. The one thing that did suck is that there's only like five or six levels, and then in the adventure mode, you're literally repeating those same levels over and over. My wife got tired of listening to the what is it? One of the menu songs. Because I would spend so much time like upgrading my characters, and she would constantly be hearing that song, and she fucking hated it. Hearing it over and over.
I have the same issue with just about any video game music, where I can leave the Wii channel on, like any Wii music, any Wii channel, the Mi Plaza, the shop music. I can leave any of that on for hours and never be mad. And I've noticed that she does not feel the same way about Nintendo's music. It doesn't bother me for whatever reason. Also, I want to give just honorable mention to Nintendo Land. I don't know why I love that game so much, but I really do. It's kind of fun.
That's going to be the reason that I still will not like... when the Switch comes out, my Wii U is probably going to put away, but I'm not going to put it away far.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo Land is still such a fun party game.
Yeah.
I could bring it out anytime. It's like we get it as long as all my Wii controllers are charged that everyone can play. Doing those mini games is great. Everyone loves Chase Me.
Yes.
And not as like the Luigi Mansion one, not as much, but it's still fun.
I've had a lot of fun with that one.
It's one that if it's like someone hasn't played it before, then it's just sort of like, how does this work? Because you have your batteries that you got to manage, and all that. But it's like with Chase Me, that one is so easy to figure out.
I always want people to get way more into the Animal Crossing Candy one.
Yeah,
but,
that one's good too.
But no one ever seems to get as big of a kick out of it as I do. I think it's a lot of fun.
And the head gets or the thing on their head gets real big,
and you get slower, and you control the two guys with the left and right control stick. You're independently of each other. The F-Zero one, my, for all intents and purposes, brother-in-law loves that game. So we'll sit around. And then we figured out at some point that you can help with a Wiimote.
Really?
Yeah, you can help them out. And so we were trying to finally beat that. I got really good at that weird Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah, same here. Yeah,
that tilt one.
Yeah, spent a lot of time doing that one.
That game is fun as hell and really addictive.
I think I got to the third map.
I didn't know there was a third map.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I didn't get really good at it, but I got pretty good at that game. Just the chalkboard aesthetic, just the death animation that kind of gets drawn on the back, like just the way it all fits, and it's a very Nintendo thing. They're very good at the dumb things they do.
Shout out to Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
I never played it.
Absolutely amazing platformer. Probably one of the best 2D platformers.
Really?
It looks great. It plays great. Did you play Donkey Kong Country Returns?
No.
Missing out on
I played a lot of Donkey Kong Country. In fact, we should play some Donkey Kong Country.
I'd be down for it.
All right. I played a lot of Donkey Kong Country in my day, and I love Retro Studios. I love what they did with Metroid.
What are you doing, Retro? Tell us what your next
what's
game
up
is.
next? Yeah. What's Nintendo letting you touch this time?
Rumor is it's not Metroid and it's not Donkey Kong.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I would like to see them do something different, and I would like to see them make something of their own.
Yeah.
Rare was really good at that.
Yeah, and we got a Yooka-Laylee coming from them.
That's true.
Excited for that one. Let's see. I mean, there were like.
I never played Rayman Legends.
Games. Oh, Rayman Legends is really good. The musical levels in Rayman Legends.
I played
really
the
great.
Black Betty one at a kiosk somewhere.
I love the whoa Black Betty.
Bam, all the guys in the background.
Yeah, the minions or whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. Man, that was so funny how pissed off a lot of Nintendo fanboys got when that game went multi-platform. Like, this is our game. Like, just shut up, please. You're making me look bad.
Yeah.
Was there
did you play Lego City Undercover?
No, I did not. I heard that was a lot of fun.
It's Lego GTA.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's pretty good. It's got some funny parts in it too. That I try to remember who I was showing it to. I think it was Garrett. I think Garrett from the first episode on here. He was very I don't know, stonewall about so many things, especially stuff that was like even the slightest bit cute. It was just sort of like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
That's how it would be. And I showed him this one. I'm like, it's Lego, yes, but it's like an open world. It's like GTA. It's like fun. And just in like some of the intro stuff, like the jokes they were making, he started chuckling. I was like, gotcha.
Gotcha, bitch.
I still want to play Paper Mario. If it comes on sale on Black Friday, I'm probably going to pick it up.
Okay.
Might have some talk about that.
Occasionally rented the Wii Sports title. Is Wii Party U? Is that like the Mario Party?
No. Or yeah, they have something like that. It's just not that good.
I think I mentioned how the only game I've ever sold back, and I really tried to return it but couldn't, so I sold it back, was Mario Party 10. That was just ill-conceived. If you're playing with the gamepad, you can control Bowser. That part is fun.
Yeah.
And I was letting my fiance do that. Like, I let her be Bowser over and over again, and she didn't understand why I was just so upset with the game. She was having a great time.
Yeah, sure, of course.
And meanwhile, me and the other computer characters are stuck on the same car together, and we can't outrun Bowser at all. And then she finally got it when I played as Bowser a couple times, and took that sucker back like 2 days later and used the money to buy Splatoon. So sorry, Mario Party. I didn't get to play Star Fox. I heard not missing much.
Yeah.
It's the game we wanted in 2002 and are just now finally getting.
Xenoblade Chronicles X was pretty good. I never finished it. I'd only put like 10 hours into it. It was enough for me. But the time that I spent on there it was pretty cool. Like giant, like seriously giant open world.
Okay.
With huge fucking dinosaur-like creatures that it's like you can just come around a corner and like you'd see over a hill and you just see this little thing that was just like, oh, that's like this little head thing, and then you go over the hill and you're like, oh my god, this thing is huge. It's as big as a skyscraper. And if it happens to be an aggressive one, it'll kill you in a hit. So you gotta like keep away from it. That one was pretty fun. Had some weird music though. The soundtrack. I loved Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii, especially its soundtrack. Mm-hmm. And I was really hoping that would carry over to the X one. Not so much. They had some of those big orchestral songs that were really, you get goosebumps just listening to them. It doesn't even have to be in a certain context. But then they have, like, when you're in the city that you spend so much of your time, there's, like, what a Japanese composer thinks American hip-hop sounds like.
Oh, no.
And it's...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And probably a 50-year-old Japanese composer.
Something like that, yeah. Because you just get this little beat going on. The guy's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And you just, like, hear that over and over and over. And, yeah, the soundtrack, not nearly as good as the first Chronicles. Disappointing, but everything else about it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I never got to play Wonderful 101. Except for like
hard
a little
to
bit.
Control.
Yeah,
I've got that
game. That was about as far as I got.
Yeah, it's hard to control. It's interesting. It's creative, very colorful, lots of character. Really hard to control.
That was I played the opening of it on my brother's Wii U, and yeah, that was about the sense I got from it.
It's just like what?
I couldn't get it to do what I wanted it to do. And I was looking for something that was more tightly controlled and reminiscent of those character action games that those guys are really good at making.
Yeah. Wii U.
I mean, it wasn't the worst.
It wasn't.
I got to play games on while the TV was being used.
Like, there were so many things that could have been great about the Wii U, but it just stumbled right out the gate. It confused people. Mm-hmm.
I think confused people is generous. I don't think anyone was confused by it because they didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
No one really realized that it was its own
They literally
thing.
just thought it was an accessory to the Wii. And
yeah.
They were just like, well, we're done with the Wii, so we don't care about whatever this new thing is.
I mean, I don't know. I enjoy it still. I really like playing the few games that I have for it.
Did you like that little meme I sent you, the Lord of the Rings one, where Gandalf's hanging off the bridge And Frodo's just like, Wii U? And he's like, Switch, you fools. And then they're like, no!
Oh, no, I missed that. When did you...
I sent it to you. I'll bring it up when we're done.
All right.
Yeah, no, I spent enough time looking at my phone.
Yeah, no. It had promise. I just... They needed to do something different than what they were doing. It was the perfect stepping stone, and the fact that they stuck with it for 4 years, I think, shows that they're ready to move on.
I thought it was interesting to think about what would the Wii U look like right now if Iwata was still around and healthy and was really still pushing things, if things would have been different.
I don't think so.
If he could have possibly turned it around.
Because I think he was there to design the Switch. I think everything that was
well, from what I heard, that the Switch as we know it isn't what it was.
Okay.
When he was alive and still looking into stuff. From what I heard.
Okay. And we'll never know because that's how Japan works.
Well, because the thing I heard is that what's his name? The current president,
Kimishima.
That he was talking about what does NX mean, and he said that basically it was something that Iwata had in his head and that no one will really know.
Okay.
Because it was something that he wasn't really able to fully expound upon, and
he didn't
do anything with.
He didn't pull anyone to his deathbed and whisper the secret of NX.
There had to have been. He had to have talked to Miyamoto about it, but I can imagine Miyamoto is just that person that will never say what it is, because it's like he probably sees it as just like there's no point.
Mm-hmm.
That what he had is gone now.
Yeah,
and we should just move on.
Yeah,
that's how I would think about that.
God bless you, Iwata.
We're gonna have so many episodes bringing him up.
I know, it's so sad.
It's probably every time we do one of these episodes that is mostly about Nintendo, he's
at some point he gets brought up because he was the best.
Yeah.
We need to bring Yamauchi up more. I need to go ahead and read Game Over and find some more of those stories. That man did some crazy shit.
I think that'll wrap up this episode, though.
Yeah, I think we're ready to be done.
I know BlizzCon's going on right now.
That's true, it is.
New Overwatch character officially revealed. Diablo 1 is getting remade in Diablo 3's engine.
That's cool.
That's all I know from BlizzCon right now.
That's all right. I hear there's going to be some tribute to the weird cow.
Probably.
Easter egg somewhere in something.
Sure, of course.
But yeah. Hey, Blizzard, keep doing what you're doing because it's working out real well.
Time for plugs.
I've got up us playing Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey that went up over the last weekend. We played Mario All-Stars, specifically Mario 1. I wanted to do something than just having us playing a game that everyone and their mother, literally everyone and their mother has played. So I came up with the idea that we should race through the levels and see who does it best. And it was going really well there for about 10 minutes till I realized the mic wasn't on and we weren't recording our commentary. So when we went back and restarted, we just kind of played the game and talked about it, which was fun.
I think we had a good chat.
We
talked about Cube Club.
We did. Yeah, we talked about Cube Club. Oh man, Cube Club. But yeah, if you want to hear us discussing random things, we did about 40 minutes of it. There's really nothing to edit out of it, so I'm just going to split it into 2 videos and release them side by side. And that should be up by the time you hear this. You head to YouTube, Luigi's Apartment, whether it's the channel or the username as well. So yeah, Luigi's Apartment. Maybe I'll update the Twitter when I when I post the video this time.
You can tie those together. That if you can do it where like whenever it posts,
it automatically does that.
Does it on Twitter. Yeah.
I'm learning new things each day.
Yeah.
I think the only follower I have on Twitter is somehow my old boss, Hawk Cho.
Okay.
I don't know how he found it, but I have one follower named Hawk Cho, and I don't know many Hawk Chos. But yeah, that's what I've been up to.
You can follow us on Twitter, talking about Twitter, which is at JAVG Podcast. Follow us on Twitch, which is also JAVG Podcast. You can follow us on Patreon, that's where you can really support us. You can give as little as $1 a month, and it helps us make this the best podcast that it could be. We could also put some goals in there to maybe come up with some more projects down the line. I'd love to do more, but takes time, and sometimes I don't have that time. But if we get more people, we get some more support, I can definitely make time then for it. If you look on our YouTube channel, Just Another Video Game Podcast, I just did the Sports Bar VR.
Right.
I've got the plays on that one. It is. I keep forgetting the name of that one. I don't know why. I'll be doing Windlands next. Hopefully, I think I'll be able to break that up into 4. I think there'll probably be enough for 4 pieces to go on throughout the week. Yeah, if you're watching us on YouTube, you can find us on iTunes. If you're listening on iTunes, please give us a review. It really helps out a lot. It helps people find us. More reviews.
People other than our friends.
Yeah, people other than our friends. We're very thankful for our friends. We'd be more thankful for our friends if they gave us reviews.
Shout out to BC, who I just heard tonight might actually be listening to this. So thanks, BC.
Shout out to BC.
You're awesome. Also, the whole reason I got a capture card to begin with last year was I wanted to do a Let's Play of Ogre Battle 64 with 2 of my best friends who also just happened to have owned and played Ogre Battle 64 over the years. And I might actually be able to get that to work after the holidays. My one friend is not working at his second job anymore, which was kind of the barrier, so we will both have Mondays off. And my other friend, I can convince him to ask off Mondays, and maybe once a month we get together for a whole day and just play it for 12 hours, and I can just cut it all up. So I don't know, maybe in the future there will be some of what I consider to be one of the greatest games of all time. Some of that I really want to play that game with them because I've at least put 400 hours into that game. And I know they have done as well, so I'm hoping that works out. So,
all right. Well, thanks for listening. We'll see you all next time.
Thank you so much.